Hi YouTube, hi Facebook. Welcome to day 23 of 30 days to greater self-love. I know I haven't been on doing a video for a few days, but I'm here now. So I know I still got to touch bases. I know YouTube needs the info for day 19 through today. So 19 through 23, and I know I've been posting on Facebook the topic for each day. So I will be covering day 19 through day 23 today. So in case you want to already know what day 23 is about, today's topic is do something good for your health. Do something to make yourself healthier. If you wanted to just have a general idea and didn't want to listen to what I was doing the other day since I already posted. Day 19 keep a journal, and I had already talked about the importance of keeping a journal. Record your life. Your life is worth living and it's worth recording. But a journal is a good way to, when you journal every day, it's got things and thoughts that come to your head. You can write down your thoughts, because they may not mean, sometimes you might get revelations, some questions that you may have asked when you were a teenager or something. They may be revealed to you, and I'm gonna apologize for all the noise in the background of the car. But things from your past may end up being revealed to you, or questions that you had from the past, questions that you asked and maybe forgot about, or something you were always confused about. I mean, thoughts are always coming in, and there may be answers to something. You might be thinking, why am I thinking this thought now? But just write it down, your thoughts. You can write down the things that you did, things that you do each day. You can write down, your activities, how you feel about what you did during the day, how you feel. It could be anything. You might have seen that you did something that you always do that you're not happy or pleased about. You might have said that you were going to do something and you didn't do. I mean, just write all of that information down, because it's a good way for you to come back to it at a later point if you wanted to check and see what repeat patterns that you have, whether it's something where you just feel like, I can't do something, it keeps happening this way over and over again, and I don't know why. But that's a good way to keep record and see what it is that you're doing that maybe, or how you feeling, that puts you in that mood to keep doing something that you want to change. It could be anything. So you can record your mistakes if you weren't happy about something that you feel like you came short on, anything. So keep your journal daily, and who knows, you might turn your journal into a book one day. It might have some really good, helpful information in it. All right, so day 20 is forgive yourself. And I've talked about this before, how it's one of the hardest things that you have to do or for me, it was the hardest thing for me. Something came to me where I was trying to make sense and understand things. I've always been curious and been praying for answers, and it's like, answers just been flowing to me. I know a lot of times, forgiving ourselves or not forgiving ourselves, we put ourselves in a position where we're feeling bad. We're feeling bad about something or guilty about something. And it's hard on us because it's so hard to get over whatever we're feeling guilty or feeling bad about. So one of the things that I was thinking about, because I was thinking about what are demons? Really. And it, the whole negative energy, negative anything, it's like the negativity, negative beings, or whatever you want to call demons. I know most times you look in movies and see demon possessions, you think some evil monster is inside of somebody, but it's negative. Most of the time, whenever you think of evil is something negative. So whenever we're sitting in our thoughts, thinking about what we should have done, what we would have done, what we wish we would have done, if we could go back and change such and such and do things differently, sad about not being with a person or things not working out the way you wanted it to, depressed, wanting to, having suicidal thoughts because you just want to end it off, or mistakes that you have made or chose to make, because sometimes we do choose to make our own mistakes. It's a lot of different things, and then it's like we find ways to punish ourselves, even just thinking about it and being sad about it and not really living our lives in a good way, putting our lives on hold, because when you're in those states, you're not really living. Life is, you're alive, but you're not really living. It's like life is passing you by and you're missing out because you're stuck. And I know a lot of us, even raising children, we're not giving the best of us because we don't know what the best of us are, or is, because we're being in that state. It is hard. If you are constantly sad or hurting, in pain, emotional pain, or lost in your thoughts of all these negative, bad things, it's a form of possession, negative possession, because you're focused on all this negative stuff and it's there and in your life, and you just attract more and more negative to you, and you're getting in a weaker, more vulnerable state because of all the negativity going on, and in your mind, in your head, your thoughts are sitting in the past. You can't live in the present because you're just worried and sad about the way, maybe your childhood went, or something that happened in the past in your life, and you just can't get over it. So it's like you just have to find a way and find that place where you can overcome these negative thoughts, these negative emotions. I mean, some people say just don't think about them, just forget, but it's not always that easy. It's not always that easy to just forget. For me, I had to go through and think about the situation, look at it from every angle, every direction. If nothing, you just have to look and find something, because you made it through whatever it was for a reason. If you were going through something really bad that happened to you, I mean, if you were, it don't matter if you let it happen. It don't matter what you coulda, woulda, shoulda done. It happened. It's done. You can't go back and change it, but you can change your perception of it, the way you feel about it, by saying what's done is done. Can't change it. I accept it. I accept that it happened. And just know that in some way, whatever it was has made you stronger, because you going through all that pain and stuff, once you find that way to conquer that and forgive yourself, then you'll be in a better state where you can feel that weight lifted, and you start seeing the light, the sunshine, the butterflies. Sometimes it does take you having to go to that fantasy place. You just have to fantasize that you have to fantasize about good things. Fantasize, find something to focus on to get out that negative state. Because when you're in a negative state, it's like you only see negative in a way, or you find negative in every situation. So sometimes you have to just fantasize about the perfect life, your perfect life, or something, just to and actually feel what it'll feel like being happy. Some people have no idea what it truly feels like to be happy. So sometimes you just have to think about some of the things that you're passionate about, some of the things you enjoy, some of the things that you love, and surround yourself in those feelings. Just try to get out the negative and forgive yourself. It takes time. It may take years, but just work on forgiving you for whatever. And the state of being depressed, when did if you're depressed, when did it begin and why? You could journal. You could write that down in the journal too. What really started it, what really caused it, or whatever you need to forgive yourself over, or that hard thing that's so hard where you can't forgive yourself and just can't let go. What is it? Write it down. Write down why you feel that way, and just analyze it, break it down, and try to find something that came out of the situation. Every situation doesn't have a positive or a positive aspect that you can look at and find something good in it. But the whole thing about what you can't find the good in, when in a situation, you just have to look at it as this was something there to make you change what you were doing or change who you were. Maybe you were going at life in the wrong way and you needed to change, and that situation happened to shake you up a bit. So you just have to think about things like that too, and just get over it. Let it go. Let go of the negative. But I'll get into all that stuff later, because I know everybody's not about the spiritual, and the things that's come to me, with depression, to me, it's like a form of hell. Because whenever I was severely depressed, I felt like I must have been successful whenever I tried to kill myself. And now I'm in hell, and living in hell, because that's what it felt like to me. That's what my life felt like. And so I'll get into all that, because it's like we make our own hells. We can make our own heaven. It's all about the way we choose to feel. We choose how we feel. We choose the thoughts that we have, the thoughts that we're thinking. We choose all that. So that I'll go into that later. So forgive yourself. Day 21, stop seeking approval. That's one of the hardest things whenever you are a person who, been programmed and raised and taught like we've been taught, where we got to, where we want to make other people proud, but you got to make yourself proud, because whenever you start doing all this stuff trying to impress other people, what ends up happening is you start doing too much and they start expecting more and more of you. It's like they're never satisfied, nothing's good enough, and you keep trying to do more and more to increase what you put out towards them, to try to get that good word from them, or that thumbs up, or whatever you're looking for, expecting from them. Because most of the time we don't get certificates from people, the people that really matter to us. So just stop seeking approval from others. I know you have your vision, your plans, your goals, the things you're trying to achieve. So whenever someone else comes along and say, why would you want to do that? That's not very suitable for you. You might have your plan, your goals, so you know what you set achieving, is somebody coming along telling you that they wouldn't do it if they were you. They would do something like this or something like that, and that may not be what you want to do at all. And they say they may do this or that, but are they out doing this or that? You can, a lot of people, I used to be that main person of caution, where I'm just like looking at the bad that could happen if you go out and do something, instead of looking at the good things that can come from it. It's like you can try and fail, but if you don't try at all, you'll never be successful. You'll always fail if you don't try. So it's better to try and fail than not to try at all, because you don't know where things are going to end up or go if you try. You may go beyond where you ever thought you were going to go. So you have to focus on how you feel about something. You feel strongly pulled to do something, hopefully something good and positive. Have to stay in that positive mindset, something that's good for the world, hopefully. Even making people smile is something good for the world, making people smile, laugh, putting people in a good mood. That's something great. So whatever it is that you want to do it if it's good. But it's not for me to decide what's good or not for you. because something totally different may be good and positive and great for you that's different from my view, because we're different people and we have different purposes in the world. So I will get to day 22. Sit by yourself. Sit by yourself. A lot of times we have all these distractions constantly going on. Like, how many times do you just sit in the peace and quiet, where you don't have any music playing, no TV running in the background, no distractions whatsoever, not playing a game on your phone, not talking on the phone, where you just sitting and just thinking. A lot of times that happens whenever I'm trying to sleep and all these thoughts be coming in my head, and I'm just like, okay. Learn so much whenever I'm trying to go to sleep. But sometimes, if we don't like ourselves, or we think so many negative and bad things of ourselves, it's hard for us to be in our own company. So it's important that we actually sit and spend some time, and you can write this in your journal too. What happens when you spend time sitting alone in the quiet with no distractions. You may just sit and stare at the trees, the skyline, the clouds, something. Just sitting and spending time with yourself. So try to do like at least 10 minutes a day, where you just sitting and being with you, and see what comes through. I know you can also figure out why you don't like to spend time with yourself too. If you don't like to spend time with yourself, or figure out why you need all these distractions, like whether it be social media or music. I know music is soothing, uplifting, so I know the point of music. So, but I know at times it just be like something in my head that's you need to just sit in quiet. So sometimes I don't even realize I haven't even turned my music on whenever I'm driving at times. I'm just sitting there in my thoughts, and then I realize I haven't even played any music. Because especially like when you're driving and stuff, a lot of times you could just sit there and all this stuff be just flowing to you. So it's a good thing to do. Just sit to yourself with no music on while you drive, or sit in the car, or just spend time with you. So day 23. Do something good for your health, or something to make yourself healthier. I don't know how I'm gonna word it yet when I post it. A lot of times we neglect our health. So, and it could be anything. It's like a lot of us too scared to go to the dentist. For me, I know I had some childhood horror stories with the dentist I went to as a child. So, and starting off with your first few dental appointments of your life, and going through some of that torture that they put me through. Yeah, it was hard. But I did finally find a really, really good dentist. So it's got some good dentists in the world. But you may want to visit a dentist if you haven't been in a while, an eye doctor, make an appointment. You could you know, you could do anything. You might exercise. If you haven't been exercising, you might go for a walk. You might just do a few things for you. You might eat healthier. Yeah, all this stuff is stuff already covered, but it's like there's different things that you can do to make yourself healthier. It might be, if you never eat vegetables, it might be eat a vegetable each day or something. Or if you never exercise, you might spend 10 minutes walking. Or if you're, find a way to do some exercise while you cleaning house, make it burn, a way to burn more calories whenever you're doing it. That might be a way to burn calories too. It's just to clean the house. That's a form of exercise. That's a workout. So, I mean, it could be anything if you want to do exercise. Getting some stuff out your head. Writing in your journal. I mean, all these are different things that can help you, or even choosing to think positive. Like I say, think positive for a week. Anytime a negative thought or a negative feeling comes across you, shut it down. Get rid of it. Don't let it build. Just stay positive. It could be anything that you do, but you can make a list of 5 different things that you would 5 different ways that you can make yourself healthier, and just choose one of them and do it. So, as always, keep shining, keep smiling, keep staying positive. I know the holidays are coming. I know everybody don't celebrate Christmas, so I'm gonna say Merry Family Time or Happy Family Time to you all, or Happy Holidays. I hope everyone is doing great. And I forgot to say yesterday, which was the 22nd, 12/22/2020. All those 2s. I've been seeing a lot of 2s lately. But this time, around this time last year, I was in a completely different place, in a different state that was like, you could say opposite of where, how I am now. So I have been thinking about all the areas that my life has improved. All the things that I have achieved and accomplished. And that's the whole thing about it. I know some of y'all, you may look at me and be like, what have you accomplished? What have you achieved? But I haven't put everything that I was trying to work on or do out there for you to know the accomplishments that I've made. See, everybody ain't got to know every single thing that you do, as long as you set some goals for yourself and you reach those goals and you do it for you. So, I have come far, really, really far. It's like a huge, complete turnaround, especially in my mindset and my spiritual, emotional, and it's got a few other things too. But this time last year, I was in shambles. Things are pretty bad for me. I wouldn't say the worst ever, but it was pretty close to being there. So that sparked me to change. Sometimes something bad has to happen that sparks changing you. Wake up call. Where you ain't doing what you need to do or should be doing on your own. Something happens to try to wake you up, shake you, get you where you need to be, on the path where you need to be. You don't do anything. When you get that call, that wake up call, boom, something else bad will happen. You know, it's just stuff that's trying to keep you in alignment whenever you're not going voluntarily. You know, it's just stuff trying to, you know, because you already put all this stuff that you wanted out there in your prayers, and you're like, my prayers haven't been answered. You know, I've been praying for this and that. I mean, it's coming when it's supposed to come. But you got to get where you need to be for it to come to you. Because a lot of us, we have that wishy-washy mindset where we ask for something and then we put all these stipulations on it. So it's like we want something and then we say if it's this, that, or the other, or if this comes with it or that comes with it. We make it more difficult than, you know, we try to change what is to something we want it to be instead of just going for what we want. But, you know, like, we want this, but we want it to change to this. And I'm just like, if you want this, that's what you get, this. You can't say you want this and want it to be this. You know, you can't say, I want vanilla ice cream. Well, is that a good way? Let me see something. It's too, ice cream is so changeable, you know, where you can add anything to it to make it a different flavor. But, let's say you want the blue paint, but you want it to, I'm trying to see how this scenario goes. You want something, but instead of you, it's like you want this thing, but you want it to change to be more of what you want, basically. I guess that's the best way to put it, instead of trying to put compare it to some paint or some ice cream or something, because those things are changeable. But whenever it comes to some of the stuff that we really want, we already know what the package comes with. This, and this. This is the package today that you know and that you're saying that you want. This is the package. So you can either